What's up, game players? How are you guys doing? I would like to welcome you all, yeah. Welcome you all, yeah, to the Analog Circle Podcast, episode number 53, episode 53. Let me stop playing, man. Turn these auto-tunes off. What's going on, y'all, man? I am your host, Keon Mitchell. Man, let me tell y'all, welcome, like I said, in my auto-tune voice, welcome to the Analog Circle Podcast, episode number 53. Yes, we are officially back, god dog it. Yes, we are right back on to our regularly scheduled program. Now, I have to tell you guys, it's been a minute. It's been over 16 days, I believe, since I've done an official Analog Circle podcast, but I really do hope that you guys did enjoy the other content that I was able to put up. And matter of fact, I have to shout out again my guest, Mr. Jeremy. Thank him for being on, as well as Nikki for being on the show as well. So we are back on. And we're getting ready to get it started, man. Now, if you guys want to listen to some previously recorded podcasts of the Analog Circle, you can go over to SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Audio Mac, and just in, the podcast is now on Google Play. So it is moving, baby. It's moving and grooving like a choo-choo train, whatever the heck that means. Now, if you want to get in contact with the show, you can feel free to reach the show at the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Go over there, send your questions, send your feedback, all kinds of good stuff. But if you don't, and I mean this, if you don't feel like typing on your keyboard or typing on your Android or your iPhone, whatever you're listening to the show on, you can feel free to call the show at 443-261-4607. Whoa, man, let me tell y'all something. Since the last time I had actually done the show, man, I finally, god dog it, I finally beat The Last Guardian. And let me tell you something, I have never been so conflicted on a score for a game. It's parts in the game, man, where it is just absolutely amazing to look at. Trico is an unbelievable character. I mean that in a good way. I mean, the detail that they put into him, the emotion that he shows, the bond that you do grow in the game with this character, it is undeniable. It is there. You know, you feel for him when he gets shot with the arrows. You're like, oh man, I gotta pull the arrow out, pet him, calm him down. You know, it's so many good things about the game. It is, but I'm gonna tell you the two things that kill this game from being absolutely great. I would say it's three. Three things to kill it from being an amazing experience is one, the gameplay. The gameplay is very, very clunky. It's something, it's like the movement of the character is not smooth. You know, nowadays in games, when you want to move around at a certain speed, you just push the analog stick just enough to make him either walk, jog, or run. In The Last Guardian, you don't have much in between. He's either creeping or he's running. It's not like a nice little brisk walk that you can make him do. No! And it's just such a it's such a frustrating thing because you're going over these different platforms, you're actually moving through these different catacombs and all of this stuff, and you're trying to get them to walk slow so you don't lose control of them and fall off the edge, and man, it happens so many doggone times, god dog it. But outside of the gameplay, I have to say that camera is unforgiving. It is just one of the hardest. I'm not going to say the worst, but God dog, it is bad. It is very bad. Some of the camera angles that they got you on when you're on Trico, trying to climb up him, it's going up into his chest. And sometimes the screen even goes black, where you can't even see your doggone character. The little boy, he's just gone. And you gotta move the camera around with the right analog stick to try to find this guy. And then all of a sudden, you find him, and it's like, God dang, man, how the heck did you end up under his belly? I thought I was like darn near up on his back. No, it is just things like that really take away from the greatness of the game. And the last thing that I have to say, man, the very last point I want to make that really hurts this game from being that stellar game that I was hoping it was going to be was doggone some of these daggone puzzles and things that you got to do. Some of this stuff is so self-explanatory, and you do it. And well, you try to do it, and it acts like it's not the answer. Like, case in point, man, if you're playing this game, if you want to get this game, just know that a lot of the stuff you can't do on your own. You need Trico. Some of the commands, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get to. Commanding Trico is a freaking headache. It is a big headache. I did not enjoy it. I'm trying to tell him, jump over here, walk over there. He wants to go backwards and do what he wants to do. And people are like, oh man, we applaud that. Yes, it's so realistic. Oh, it means that he has his own personality. No. It was frustrating to me. I did not enjoy that part of the game. It really made the game just, whoa. It just made me want to rage quit so bad, but I have a daggone disease, man. Once I start a game, I have to finish it, even if I don't fully enjoy it. I gotta finish it. Well, I can't say that, man. Just Cause 3, I had to chuck that. I had to get rid of that. That was just not at all something that I was gonna spend a lot of time on, so I let that go. But I'm telling you, having a doggone move around, get Trico to jump up on stuff. Oh my gosh. When it works, it's great. When it works, but when it doesn't work, you'll find yourself stuck at a puzzle for daggone 15, 20 minutes. If and it doesn't even have to be necessary if they just gave you a prompt. I understand people say, oh man, I love the game because it doesn't hold your hand. Yeah, that's true and all good and fine. But when you're trying to figure something out and you think you have the answer, but doggone Trico doesn't want to listen to you and do what you're trying to get him to do, you start trailing off like, maybe that's not the answer. Maybe I need to go over here and try it again. Then you go over there, nothing happens. You go back to Trico, you ask him to jump up on the ledge again, and then all of a sudden he does it 30 minutes later. Oh my gosh. The game was so infuriating. And so infuriating, I can't even get the daggone word out right. But y'all know what I mean, god dog, and it made me mad. So, those things, doggone, just made the game not that great. But what I had to do, what I did, man, after I beat it, and I'm gonna tell you the ending was really good. It was nice. You know, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was cool. But I'm going to tell you, I said, man, you know what? Now that I know what I need to do, now that I understand these doggone crazy doggone puzzles and what Trico was really supposed to do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try it again. So what did I do? I restarted the daggone game, something I barely ever do. But I felt like I had to do it because the game just showed so much promise. It showed that it had something very special, something I had never seen in a game between the bond of man and beast in a daggone game. So I said, you know what? I feel like I might be doing it some disservice. Let me just restart it and see what happens. And I'm going to tell you, I gotta be honest, man. My thoughts, okay, all right, they kind of changed a little bit. I'm like, okay, I understand what's going on a little more. It's not as frustrating. It's better, you know. I understand it and get it a little more, and it's a good game. Would I recommend paying $60 for it? Oh, brother, I don't think I could. To be honest with you, I know Best Buy had it on sale for $40, and it was cool. I enjoyed it. But man, the second time out, it's a little better. I would still place it. Man, I'm still having a hard time placing this game. It's like, it's not a 6, because a 6 is just a slap in the face. It is not a 6. And it's not a 8.5 and a 9 like I'm saying either. I don't agree with that either. So I think that I would fall in the category. I'm at like a 7.25 almost. But then there's some things that the game does where it just makes you say, whoa, that was incredible. That was so awesome that happened. And the thing I love about this game is no matter what's going on, these different cinematic scenes or, things that are happening around you, you always have control of the boy unless it's a completely cut scene, But such a good game, man. I'm conflicted. I don't know if it's such a good game, but it was... I don't know. You know what? I'm going to just say this, guy dog it. I would give it a 7.5. I feel comfortable giving it that now that I've, been playing through it a second time and understanding what the heck the puzzles are and what Trico is supposed to do. It's something you should experience only if you are into games like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. That's the only way I could recommend this game to you. But golly, it just has so many glimmers of greatness in it. But I don't know. I think I've rambled on way too long. I doggone been on this thing during 10 minutes. But outside of The Last Guardian, man, I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, brother, man, let me tell you, this game, first off, let me tell you, okay, I'm playing this on a regular PlayStation 4. It is not the Pro version that I'm playing it on. And god dog, man, let me tell you, graphically, oh my gosh, man. Now I know what people do. I know what I do. I get excited. I see a game for the first time. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's this, that, the third. Oh man, it's amazing. It's incredible. Man, I got to say though, with Horizon Zero Dawn, I understand you PC guys, okay, y'all been on the level for quite some time. All right, I get that. You don't have to keep on mashing it in us console players' faces, okay? It's no need for that. All right, but for me, I think Verizon, god doggone phone company. Horizon Zero Dawn, man, graphically, god dog, that game is amazing to look at. Had a very good time with it. I'm going to tell you, aiming in the game for me, man, it's not bad. It's just what it is. You got to have really good aim. You got an enemy coming at you and it's no auto lock, and I understand why it's not an auto lock, because if you had that on it, it would make the game way, way too easy, but graphically, man, oh my gosh, what a stunning daggone game. I mean, the game looks just incredible to look at. Gameplay, very smooth, very traversal. Got a lot of traversal moves and all. Well, not a lot. I mean, you can just climb up on stuff, pretty much. The voice acting, it's some bad and some good. It's some of the voice acting is believable. Some of it is not. But overall, it's okay voice acting. As far as the story so far is very, very interesting. Now, I gotta let you guys know, I'm about like 2-3 hours into this game. I might say 2.5. I actually put up a YouTube, stream of it. Matter of fact, The Last Guardian as well. I got that up on the YouTube channel over there at the Analog Circle. Go over there, check it out, subscribe, and support, man. I would appreciate it greatly. Go over there, brother and sister. But outside of that, man, Horizon, really good game so far. Been enjoying it thoroughly. Man, I'm going to tell you, Sony, they've been on fire, brother. They have been on fire, because outside of that game, outside of that, I actually played Gravity Rush 2, which is another PlayStation game. And god dog, man, god dog, I didn't know what they expect out of this game. I looked at it, I saw it, I was like, oh man, I like the art style. It has that kind of like anime / cell shaded kind of look going on. Let me check that out. I like games like this. Ever since Jet Grind Radio, I've been into that art style of gaming. So I said, let me give it a shot. Man, Gravity Rush 2 is dope. It's a really darn good game, man. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Go over there and check it out on the demo joint over there on the PlayStation Store. If you haven't, that's where I saw it and, just didn't purchase it, but I guess downloaded the demo. It was a lot of fun, man. I got to pick that up next, But yeah, really good gameplay, great graphics. Only thing I didn't like in the demo, you gotta read. It's no voice acting or anything like that. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but, yeah. Anyway, man, greatness awaits, I guess, is here on the PlayStation side. It's been darn good, man. I've been enjoying it. But I have rambled on about way too much of this stuff of what I've been into, man. But hey, you know what? We're in the part of the show where it is time, man. Yes, it is time to get into what we all come here for, and that is to go over the gaming news that went down. Starting out with this. Now, the rhythm action game Thumper. Yeah, Thumper. I don't even know what this is, but people have been talking about it like it's great. But Thumper will be coming to the Xbox One as well as the Nintendo Switch in the second quarter of 2017. Now, this report is coming way of Gamer Sutra. Yes, they are saying that this game is coming out on the Switch and the Xbox One. I don't know, the game looks okay. I haven't been into any rhythm games since DJ Hero, brother. Oh, if you want to make me happy, I understand there was a lot of Rock Band fans out there. I get it. I had Rock Band too. But I want another DJ Hero. That's what I need. Activision, make it happen, Captain. Moving on to the next story. This is EA Access related, and I think this is really cool. Now, if you are a member of EA Access or Origin Access, then you will get, this is dope, you will get to try Mass Effect Andromeda for 10 hours, starting today, because I'm recording on the 16th. Oh my gosh, I'm so late because I was up in that daggone storm that happened in upstate New York, over 40 inches of snow, and good gracious did I see some tragic stuff up there. Bad accident. Anyway, this game is going to be out on March 16th. I mean, not the game, but the demo for the access is going to be out on March 16th, early access, March 16th. Now, if you decide, now this is cool too, if you decide to buy the game, you will save 10% on your purchase, which is something I think that EA Access is always included in their service. But either way, man, this is so dope, and I know that it's going to be a lot of impressions going up about the game. I don't know when the actual, what's it called? The whatchamacallit, the thing that they have on a game, that they ban it from actually getting any access. I forget. Anyway, I ain't going to spend much more time on it, but I'm sure people will be giving their impressions. But, another big month. Oh my goodness, Mass Effect coming out next week. How the heck am I going to catch up? I don't even know. Moving on into some, oh my goodness, here we go. This is some interesting news on the Nintendo side. Very interesting. Now, for Zelda players, some very interesting, like I said, news has come out about the game. Now, if you are an Amiibo owner, then you know the different Zelda Amiibos drop different loot, For example, the Archer Link Amiibo will give you bows and arrows and different animal meats that each have unique drop rates. But the drawback to this method is that the loot spawns once every 24 hours. But listen to this. There is a workaround for this, which is quite easy. Now, you have two options. You can reset the game and load the most recent save anytime a treasure chest doesn't drop with the content you want, or you can push the Switch's internal clock ahead by a day. Now, as long as the system has been disconnected from the internet, doing so effectively resets the cooldown on your Amiibo, allowing players to spam until they collect every piece of memorabilia in the game. Now I understand that some game players might say, Keys, this is not credible. This is cheating. This is farming. This is not what gaming is about. Let me tell you something, friend. Hey, you're right. Some people may look at this as a bad thing. I say, man, listen. If you're in the situation where you don't have 70, 80 hours to grind, you got a wife or you got a family or you got kids or you at work 12 hours a day, and you just don't have the time to really commit to the game like you want to, look, it's an option. It's not something you have to do, but if you need a little pick-me-up like a Monster drink does every now and again when you're running low on energy or you're just tired and you don't feel like going through it, it's a little pick-me-up. So go over there, get your Amiibo on there, get your meats, your bow and arrows, all of that good stuff. And once that 24-hour period is over, push the internal clock forward 24 hours and do it again and again and again until you reach the level that you want to be at. Anyway, moving on to the next story, but I thought that was interesting. Now, the new Toe Jam and Earl game, which is called In the Groove, will be coming to PC, Linux, Mac, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and now, again, here we go, the Switch. Another game coming to the Switch. Now, the development team went back to the series' roots, even including a level 0, complete with what's this called? Washini and a hot tub, handing out extra lives. I don't even know who Wahini is. I was never a big, Toe Jam and Earl fan. I thought the game was whack. But, some people have been talking about it and they do like it. But listen up, I'm gonna keep on going. Now, Back in the Groove has 9 playable characters to choose from, including both new and retro Toe Jam and Earl, as well as being able to play as Earl's mom. Okay, all right, Mom Duke's getting in on the action, I dig it. Now, also, when starting out, stats will differ slightly for health and speed. Now, even though a release date has not been confirmed, Shorts, who's the guy behind the game, said the game is expected to launch this year. Now, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I had a Sega Genesis. Matter of fact, I still do have my Sega Genesis. The original black one with the what was it? The earplug port right in the front for your headphones. Yeah, I still got it. But I'm gonna tell you, a friend of mine named Kasim, who had this game, he said, Keon, you gotta check this out. This game is dope, man. It's really, really good. I played it. I said, bro, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing right now. I have no clue what this game is about. Oh man, it's Funkatron or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, for people that are interested in this game, it will be coming out allegedly later this year. I mean, I'm not gonna get it, but hey man, it might surprise me. It did look kind of interesting. The art style looked like they really did go back to the roots of what made the game, the original game, what it was. But somebody tell me, if you were into this game, man, what the world made it so great back in the day? I just did not see it, but I'm not gonna harp on it much longer. Moving on to the next story. Now, during PAX East, Final Fantasy 15 DLC was announced and a few pieces of info were given. Now, the name of the DLC is called Episode Gladiolus. Man, I know I'm messing his name up. Don't judge me. Gladiolus. Man, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all probably don't. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from his name. It's spelled Gladiolus, Gladiolus, I guess. And it was also mentioned that, that name, Gladio and Noctis play quite differently. Now, Noctis has a battle style based on mobility, And his name is actually Gladio. I messed it up. My bad. Gladio is based on durability. Man, I'm messing up bad, but I'm not going to edit this guy, dog it. Shoot. Duality. I mean, he's good at dueling stuff, God dog it. Now, between offense and defense, he's a good dueler, God dog it. Now, he's very physical and kind of a wild beast, as they say. Now, the DLC will release on March 28th, which is God doggone what? A week and a half from now, almost 2 weeks, something like that. So for any of you guys that have been looking forward to this DLC, have been big on Final Fantasy 15 and have been waiting to get your hands on something brand new, then this is coming down the pipe once again on March 28th. I'm going to tell y'all, I got Final Fantasy 15, and guess what, brother? It is still in the doggone wrapper. I have not unwrapped it yet. I have not unwrapped Watch Dogs 2. I have not played Doom. I have barely touched the surface on Horizon. Man, I'm backed up, brother. I am so backed up, man. Oh, my goodness. Moving on anyway. Middle-earth, Shadow of War, is set to be bigger than its predecessor in a number of ways. Now, Shadow of War's skill tree offers over 100 skills, which will give players more choice over play styles. Now, each fort has an open world area, so there'll be more opportunities for exploration. Combat has been enhanced and comes with new additions for Celebremore. I hope I said his name right. Now, we're told that the character won't be able to use a spear for heavy attacks. Now, Talion will be able to control siege weapons. Shadow of War will introduce more characters. Let me say that again. I don't think I read that right. Now, what's his name? Talion will be able to control siege weapons. Now, Shadow of War will introduce more characters. There will be higher difficulty levels if you want to challenge. Expansion DLC will also enhance the experience and won't revolve around the main game's characters. Now, the game will release, if you are wondering, on August 22nd. So, guys, this is another game that I missed. The original Shadow of Mordor wasn't my kind of game. It was Lord of the Rings based, or Middle Earth or something like that. Based. I'm not really into the actual lore of the world, but I mean that Nemesis system, from what I heard, was the big draw of the game. Fantastic, actually, burning an enemy and he remembers that you burnt them, or, when they show back up to the fight, they actually got the scar that you left on their face or on their stomach or whatever. I mean, it sounds like the game really brought something, like I was saying before, very innovative to the gaming sphere. And I'm shocked that more people haven't implemented this in their games yet. But hey, maybe it's just very difficult. I mean, I thought that the development team even said that this was very hard for them to actually get a beat or hold on, but they finally were able to get it under control. So I'm hoping that they'll expand on this Nemesis system, make things a whole lot better. And I might check this one out just to see what it's about, since it's also one of the first games that have been announced for the Scorpio. It's one of the first that are going to be on the console. So I'm interested, man. We'll see what happens with it, though. Moving on to the next thing. Now, this isn't really a story, but this is more of something if you're interested in it. Now, if you guys are kind of like myself, a lot of talks have been that this Mass Effect Andromeda, people are worried. People don't know if it's going to be as good as the previous Mass Effect trilogy. A lot of questions, a lot of doubts, and, a lot of side eyes are going to this game. I mean, they're saying that it's not going to be another trilogy from this point on. All of the Mass Effects are not going to be connected to one another, which is, man, that really takes away some of the lore and some of that charm of that IP, being able to continue over into the next one, and your choices and decisions, they really mattered, for the next game. But they're taking that out. People are saying that they're not too sure about the, the Paragon system, if that's going to really come into play. They're saying that they're going to try to play it a little more in the grayish area, not just good or bad, which I think is a good thing. But, people basically, they are very, very concerned, who are, long time fans of the franchise like myself. Well, if that is the case, friend, game player out there, then you can wait until March 20th. Now, it's going to be at 3 a.m. Eastern time. That's when the embargo, that's what I was trying to get out the last time. The embargo will lift on March 20th, which is basically a day before the game actually comes out. If you're wondering what the game is going to score. So if you're not 100% sure, you're not on board, just wait until the 20th and you'll be able to get the reviews and people's impressions to make your decision a little easier. Now, moving on to the next story. Now, for any game players, man, this is something else, man. But for any game players that prefer to purchase their games from GameStop, they are bringing back a promotion for Power Up Pro members. Now, you can pick up the Spring Pro Gaming Pass for $10, which is actually really cheap. And in turn, you will receive coupons to save $10 on select games, which will include Mass Effect Andromeda. You'll be able to pick up Prey, Nier Automata, whatever it's called. You'll be able to get Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 and the Elder Scroll Online. But this is the catch. The catch is you have to purchase them within 30 days of their release. That, to me, is straight bogey. It is bogus. I'm going to tell you why, man. Now, this is no knock to GameStop. This is not at all, but what I'm saying is, okay, I understand $10 to pick up this. That's a really good deal, man. I mean, $10 is a drop in the bucket, to be able to do this. But my point is that the Best Buy Gamers Unlock Club card costs $30. You get it for 2 years, and you get 20% off of any game in the store, point blank. Even to the point, like I've said a billion times already, you can even pick up a game that's on sale and use the 20% off on that purchase as well. Yeah, I understand some people like to go to GameStop, they trade in the games and all of that stuff, but if you want to trade in the games, even if you go to Best Buy, they give you an additional 20% off. I mean, added, not off, but added onto the game's trade-in. So to me, I understand GameStop is they're trying to do their thing, I get it, but they are still very much so way behind when it comes to actually comparing the two. Yeah, you'll pay $20 more for the Gamers Unlock card over at Best Buy, but to me, the value is there, because what if you don't have the money to buy the game 30 days after it comes out? Not everybody jumps on a game day one or within that month. So you mean to tell me that if you can't get that game within that month, then you can't save that doggone $10? And the other thing is, it's only for select games? Come on, man. GameStop, you got to do much better. You got to compete, man. You got to compete. I mean, Amazon is doing the same thing similar to Best Buy. I understand y'all want the money, y'all want to get it, but if you make it very similar to Best Buy or Amazon, people will come. They will spend the money. I've been going to Best Buy for over a year now and won't go anywhere else. I'll wait. If they don't have the game in stock, okay, fine. I'll just wait for it. If it's a game sale, I'm always going to Best Buy because I know I'm going to get the best value. So GameStop, please do better with this. But this is for people that like to go to GameStop. There are people that prefer to go there. And this is for y'all. But I'm telling you, if you want the best value, go to Best Buy or go to Amazon. Pay the extra money. I guarantee you'll get a whole lot more bang for your buck than this. Moving on to some more Nintendo news. Man, listen to this, man. Oh, boy. The Switch, man, it might be in a tough situation. It might be in a very, very tough situation when it comes to getting indie games on their platform. Now, this all started with a price increase of €10 for the game being developed by Tequila Gameworks entitled Rhyme. Now, this is the thing, as opposed to being €10 less on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, the reason why it's €10 more expensive is because it costs more to develop a game on the Switch's cartridge versus Blu-ray. Now, it's also been talks that the cost of the cartridge depends on the size of the cart, which can vary from 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, 16, and all the way up to 32 gigabytes. But also, oh man, when asked, why would the digital version be €10 more expensive? Listen to what Nintendo said. Nintendo said that they don't want to upset the brick and mortar stores on their side. Now, as a side note, listen to this. On a side note, y'all, both physical and digital copies of Rhyme are €10 cheaper on the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. Now, this isn't the only game to suffer from this pricing. Another game called Puyo Puyo Tetris costs $34.99. That's in euros, physical and digital. And on the Switch, $34.99 for the digital and physical on the Switch. And the same game actually costs $24.99 to purchase on the PlayStation 4. Nintendo, what the world is going on? Now, I understand, look, brick and mortar, we get it, okay? You know, you want to keep your retailers happy. You want to make sure that they're on your side. But I gotta say, I don't understand how Microsoft and Sony, and the PC, that's up in the air. They don't really even sell games in the doggone store. PC games in the store too tough. But how can they make the game $10 cheaper on their platform, and Nintendo wants to make it $10 more expensive just because they want to keep the brick and mortar stores happy? I just can't buy that. Now, I gotta say this. I have to say it before I continue on. Me and Jeremy, we had a great conversation. The last thing, it was about Nintendo. And the last thing I want to do, and I said it there and I stand by it, the last thing I want to do is see Nintendo go away. But it's things like this that make other people want Nintendo to go third party. I understand. This could be a real problem. Because, okay, it's starting with the indie scene right now. You know, with the cartridge, everything is more expensive to make on the cartridge. Right now, the Switch does have a lot of support coming out. A lot of third-party support, and I'm very happy that that's happening for Nintendo. But I'm sure that this cartridge situation has to be a little alarming when you can go on a Blu-ray disc and make the same game cheaper versus having to have a cartridge. A cartridge seems like it's going to be way more expensive. That's going to take money away from the publisher, from the developer. People are trying to get money. They're trying to earn money and spend as less as possible. And when you have 3 other platforms where you can do the same thing cheaper, where do you think they're going to go? Where do you think that these developers are going to go to get their games out there to the masses? Because I'm going to tell you, if you tell me that a game is $10 cheaper, whether it's on the PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, if I have access to those platforms, I'm going to buy it on that platform every time. Now, I understand that the Switch, it does have something that the other consoles do not have, and that is portability. That is a huge sale. Yes, it is. I cannot take that away from Nintendo. I think that is a great thing that they have on that console. But to me, if it's a game that's something that I can play at home, or I'm not that pressed to play it at work, or I don't have time to play it at work, I'm busy most of the day, I'm gonna purchase it where it's cheaper. I'm just saying that this could possibly be a problem for Nintendo going forward. I understand, like I said, and I'm repeating it again, because I understand that right now it's just on the indie side. But who's to say eventually that these third parties won't get tired of having to spend more on a cartridge versus making a game on a CD? Me and Jeremy actually talked about this previously in that conversation with the cartridge, where he felt like the cartridge was better because it was less load times and it didn't take you out of the immersion of the game so much. And he even said that, I mean, the thing that hurt him, though, that hurt the Nintendo 64, was it was very expensive to develop games on the cartridge. And the same thing, I didn't think this was going to be a problem, to be honest with you, but it looks like the same situation is going to happen again with the Switch. So don't be surprised, guys, that if you see a game one price on the other platforms and then on the Switch is $10 higher, this is the reason why. How this will pan out for Nintendo, I am not sure, but golly, that is just unfortunate. Hopefully the third-party supporters, they'll be able to keep the games at the same price across all platforms and make it an even playing ground. But if not, Nintendo, you are going to find yourself back in a situation with the N64 era. Man, this is unfortunate. Moving on to the next story. Now, according to Windows Central, oh man, listen to this. This is very, this is something, man. Listen to this. Now, according to Windows Central, some very interesting news has come out about the Scorpio. Now, the first thing is the console will have an internal PSU, which means it will have the external brick power supply like the original Xbox. It will also, let me back that up. What I meant to say was the brick power supply, like the original Xbox, how it was out and you had to see it, it's now going to be internal. So it looks like that brick that you would always see is done with. We know that they redid it with the Xbox One S, where they were able to put the power brick inside of the console so you wouldn't be able to see it, didn't have to see it, see that doggone orange light on all the time. It's done. You can expect for the same thing to be with the Scorpio. So the brick, that is a done deal. Now, it will also feature a HEVC and VP9 codecs for decoding. And what that means, those numbers and letters, what that means is it will be able to decode 4K streams for things like Netflix, just like the Xbox One S model. You know, basically being able to up-res things into 4K or make things appear to be in 4K, because they will be. Now, lastly, this was the dopest thing I thought came out of this. Lastly, it will also leverage HEVC for encoding 2160p 60 frames per second video for game DVR and streaming. Now, Microsoft's Beam streaming service has been running public 4K stream tests for a while now, so it looks like this feature won't only be available for PC streamers, but also Scorpio owners to stream in 4K. Man, that is a huge, huge deal. Can you imagine? I mean, myself, I've been getting into streaming a little bit more, trying to, get some videos up there and do some whack commentary. You know what I do, man. Y'all know how I am, up there talking and whatnot. And I'm going to tell you, man, when I play back the stream on the YouTube, I'm like, man, it doesn't really look that dope. It's not really as sharp as I would like for it to be. It's just the truth, but when I look at it on Twitch, it's a little better. It actually looks a little clearer on Twitch versus YouTube. But could you imagine, for streamers out there that want to have the highest quality, while they're streaming. You won't have to go out and get an Elgato. Essentially, you get an Xbox Scorpio. I mean, god darn, it's going to be a whole lot more than an Elgato. But one of the features, the dopest feature, is you'll be able to stream a game in 4K at 60 frames per second. How dope is that? For people that love to stream and always want to get the highest level of quality, this is a very, very interesting and good move by Microsoft. It makes me wonder, how high is this thing going to be? I don't know. Some people are saying it's going to be 2 SKUs. Somebody is saying 500. Other people are saying 600, for this Scorpio. I mean, we'll see. Prices come out. And the thing, I also want to say this. If you guys have not checked out IGN, their interview with Phil Spencer, it was a very, very good interview. I enjoyed it. I thought that Phil was very upfront. And the thing, this was an interesting piece of information that Phil said during that interview. He said that when they asked him, the Xbox Scorpio, you guys said it's going to be a premium product. Phil broke that down a little bit, man. He said basically, what we meant by premium is, of course, the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, they're going to be cheaper. Yes, they are cheaper, but we were saying this to let people know that the premium, that basically means that this system is going to be a lot more powerful. It's going to have some more bells and whistles. It's going to be stronger than the previous iterations of the Xbox brand. So that's what they meant by premium, not necessarily meaning that it's going to be a premium price, which I'm guessing 400 bare bones minimum that the system will be. But basically, he was just trying to make that difference so people know that, hey, this is for the hardcore gamer over here. That's why it's a premium product. And the regular Xbox One and the Xbox One S, that's for you guys that like to game but don't really care about the performance to that level. I'm kind of putting words in his mouth with that one, but that was basically the gist of it that I got. I'll see if I can get a clip of it and play it at the end of the show, so just look out for that one. But yeah, this is very, very interesting, man. I'm looking forward to hearing more about this. I mean, E3 is really closing in on us. We're past the middle mark of March. I mean, it's coming, brother, and it's coming fast. Moving on to some PlayStation news. Oh. Listen to this, man, you PlayStation Sony pony Jew. Now, PlayStation Now is making some interesting changes to their streaming service. Now, the library of games are set to expand past just PlayStation 3 games, but will also include, listen carefully, PlayStation 4 titles. Now, this is the official statement by Mr. Brian Dunn from Senior Marketing, and I quote, "We're excited to announce that PlayStation Now's catalog is set to grow even further as we'll be expanding to include a new platform, the PlayStation 4 games. PlayStation 4 games, all the games in the service will include PlayStation 4 games." What the frick did I write here? Wait a minute, let me rewind this, and I quote, here we go again. Let's try it again. "We're excited to announce that PlayStation Now's catalog is set to grow even further, as we'll be expanding to include a new platform, PlayStation 4 games. All the games in the service, including PlayStation 4 games, will be included with a single PlayStation Now subscription. We'll share more information as we get closer to launch, so stay tuned." Also, one of the new updates to this service is PlayStation Now will connect to the cloud. So whatever game you're playing, you'll be able to pick right back up where you left off. So much so, this is really dope, man. So much so that you could continue your game on another PlayStation 4 or Windows PC because your gaming hours will be saved to the cloud. Now, I understand I botched that a little bit in the beginning. My bad. Sorry about that, god dog it listeners. But this is so interesting. Now, we all know that Microsoft kept getting crucified because they were bringing their games out on the PC. Oh, it's no reason for an Xbox. Oh, we don't need it. All of the exclusives are coming to PC. Who needs that stinky old Xbox? I don't want it. The doggone resolution is going to be better on the PC. The frame rates are going to be better on the PC. The controls are going to be better on the PC. I mean, god dog, they just were crapping all over the idea. Now all of a sudden, guess what happens? PlayStation says, bump it. We want some of this money too. If we gotta go to the PC, then fine, so be it. We gotta pay for these daggone servers that we bought up. We need to get some daggone money back. They spent, oh my gosh, they spent a mint on that daggone service. I can't remember the name of it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They spent a lot of money, so they got to recoup that daggone dough. So now they're going to be bringing PlayStation 4 games to the mother-loving PC. Now I got to ask you, Sony ponies, a question. Is it still irrelevant to have a PlayStation 4? Is it no need now that you can get it on the PC, these PlayStation 4 games? Now, I understand that you're not going to be able to get Uncharted 4 probably right out the gate. You're not going to be able to get, what's the other game, Until Dawn or God of War or anything like that right out the gate, even though you can get God of War 3, I believe, on the PlayStation 3 side. But the fact is these games are coming. Some of them, I don't know what, maybe Killzone will be in there, maybe Knack or whatever the case may be, but they are coming to the PC. So for all of you Sony ponies, I'm not talking about people that love PlayStation because I love PlayStation. I do. I'm a fan. I've been a fan since 95. I've had every single PlayStation that has been made minus the the Vita. That's a handheld, so you can't count that. Doggone it. But what I'm saying is, will the same rules apply? People are already damage controlling, saying, oh man, it's no big deal. It's not going to be native, 1080 or, the 1080p and, it's not going to be 60 frames per second. It's not going to upscale with the PC similar to, how the Xbox games are. It's not going to be that big of a deal. PC players don't want to pay for games anyway. They don't want to pay for services. They want to play on Steam. That's all kind of damage control. Get out of here. All because you want it to still seem like it's PlayStation doing their thing and Microsoft is just lagging so far behind, which they are numbers-wise, but they want to make it out like the doggone PlayStation, it can do no wrong. It makes no difference. Who cares? It's their leftovers. All of that kind of stuff. The doggone goalpost does get pushed and pushed and pushed when it comes to Sony and doggone Microsoft. It is what it is. Bam, kerplut. That's how it is. Come on, man. You guys out there damage controlling, saying all of this stuff. Look, they're coming to the PC. Who knows when, but the fact is, PlayStation 4 games. Your beloved. Oh my goodness, I cherish it so much. PlayStation 4 games are no longer gonna be exclusive. Put it that way. Stop crying. Pick your face up. It's gonna be okay. It's okay to be a fan, but I just have a problem with people that have this double standard all the time. Where, you got Microsoft, they do their thing, and it's like, that's no big deal. People were hating on doggone the new service that Microsoft is making, where you get the 100 games a month for $10. People were like, oh, that's not a big deal. They're old games. Who cares about NBA 2K16? Who cares about Halo 5? We don't like it. We don't want it. I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? It's $10 a month for a kid who doesn't have a darn job, whose parents don't mind, rewarding him, or he's a good student. I don't know. $10 a month for access to over 100 games. How is that a bad deal? I mean, really, get the heck out of here. Anyway, man, moving on to the next story, God dog it. Shoot, I done lost my darn place. Hold on. All right, man, I'm back. Now, it's been quite a while. Almost a year and a half, man. Shoot, I'm still hot off of that, man. God darn it. All right, I got a woo-sigh here, man. All right, let's get it. It's been quite a while. Almost a year and a half since we have heard anything about the remake of Full Throttle. Now, you guys know I've been looking for this daggone game in the daggone daylight with a doggone flashlight. I've been looking for this game. But listen to this. Well, after waiting in anticipation, like I just said, Double Fine announced that the game will be available for PC, Vita, and PlayStation 4 on April 18th. Oh my gosh. Now listen, man, I got a little bit more. Just like previous remasters from Tim Schafer, Full Throttle Remastered will give game players the ability to swap between old and classic versions of the game at your leisure. I guess kind of like Halo, the Halo collection did. Yeah, that was dope. The game will cost, now listen to this, man. The game is gonna cost you $14.99. Now, on a side note, the reason why the game could have taken so long is because Tim described the remake as a preservation project of recreating all of the game's graphics in HD quality and the original reel-to-reel voice-over tapes. Man, I'ma tell you something, brother. In my daggone Hulk Hogan voice, brother. Oh my goodness, I have been waiting for this game for like I said, almost 2 years. I thought they scrapped the project. I did not think it was coming out. I'm telling you, PlayStation, man, they are on a roll this year. I mean, they are just hitting on all cylinders. It took a long time to get them revved up, brother. But they are really doing that thing for $15. I remember playing that character, Ben, that's his name, the main character's name, and just being blown away by the game actually having, it was good voice acting. This was no Resident Evil 1 crap. This was real good voice acting, man. It was a good story. You were in a biker gang. This is way before Grand Theft Auto, The Lost. You know, it was so good, man. I was in love with this game at like 14, I think I was, maybe 15 when it came out. And when I heard that they were doing it over again, man, brother, just flashbacks of greatness just came to me, man. It was like, oh my gosh, this game is really coming back. And now that it's coming out next month is another loaded up month again. You know, but for $15, being able to switch from the old graphics to the HD graphics, just to be able to appreciate where the game has come from to where it is now, I am so ready to get my hands on this game. For anybody out there who has not played Full Throttle, yes, it's a point-and-click game. It's going to be a little dated as far as the controls, maybe in that aspect, but it was such a dope game. And for $15, I just don't think you can go wrong. It was amazing. So this is finally coming down the pipe this year. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Moving on into some Capcom news. Now, Capcom is back at it again. This is kind of dope, too, I can't lie. They're back at it again. You know, they're trying to pull at your retro gaming strings, your retro gaming heartstrings, by releasing, this is something so interesting, man. They're actually releasing the Disney Afternoon Collection. I know y'all said, what the heck is this? Well, I'm going to tell you, man. It's going to feature 6 8-bit gems that were released on the Nintendo Entertainment System. This was the original Nintendo. Now, these games are Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 1 and 2. Oh my goodness. Chip and Dale. Man, that's coming out. You got, let's see, Darkwing Duck. That's another game. Then you got DuckTales 1 and 2 that'll be coming out. You got, last but not least, Tailspin with Mother-Lovin' Baloo. Yes, now in this package, it will also offer some new content and options that will include boss rush mode, time attack modes, and a rewind feature that will allow you to start over just before you made a mistake rather than starting all the way over from the beginning. Now, also what will be included is a museum mode that's going to be in the game where it will show off concept art and a making of content. Now, this game will be released on April 18th. I'm telling you, it's a loaded month, brother. April 18th for Windows PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and the price tag will be $19.99. Man, this brought me back to a time and a place, brother, where I remember getting out of school, man, and looking at Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Tailspin. It was Darkwing Duck was even, I never really got into Darkwing Duck too tough, but man, it was a heck of a loaded afternoon when you got out of school as a kid coming from my era. You know, being able to see these games, you know, well, the cartoons at the time, and then play the games. I remember I beat the first Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and I also beat the first DuckTales. I'm not talking about the remaster either. It was the one off of the Nintendo where Scrooge McDuck's cane was a pogo stick, and you had to jump over little platforms and jump on their heads to get over to the next ledge. I remember that like it just happened this afternoon. It was just an amazing time, and to have these coming back again in a 6-pack for $20, I can't see where that's such a bad deal. I might have to pick this up just on GP, just to be able to have them again. Now, I never did play Tailspin, and I never played the Darkwing Duck games, and I never played the sequels to DuckTales and the Rescue Rangers, but I'm really excited about this, man. Capcom, they came out with Resident Evil 7. I didn't want to play it. It wasn't really my thing, but it came out to great reviews. People thoroughly enjoyed it. They speak highly of it. And I'm glad that they were able to make a comeback. And it just seems like, you know, Capcom, yeah, they have been really relying on their old franchises to, I guess, get them some money, get things back up and running, getting them, you know, more situated to be able to do more. But this is really cool, man. I can't find anything really wrong with this. I know a lot of game players are tired of Capcom making all of these remakes. It's like, where is the new stuff? Can we get something brand new, god dog it? Well, I understand that they're not doing it right now. But for me, this is a dope package. $20, 6 games off of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Since daggone Nintendo doesn't want to put any more Nintendo Minis in daggone stock for people to buy freely without being ripped off on eBay for $150 for a $60 product, I guess I gotta go here to get a fix of 8-bit Nintendo greatness. But anyway, I don't want to get upset. Doggone it. That's also another soft spot of mine with Nintendo. Darn it, man. But anyway, this is good news. Good news, game players. Moving on. Now, for anyone, now this is serious. This is kind of serious. I want to preface that. For anyone that purchased the Energizer Xbox One 2X Smart Charger, there is a major recall underway where it's believed that 130,810 are thought to be faulty and risk causing damage and potentially burning the owner. Now, it's been reported that the charger can overheat and damage any controller left in the dock. And it could burn anyone attempting to pick up the controller while it's being charged. Now, it's been 24 reports so far of this happening, that the outer plastic casing of the Xbox One controller, it becomes deformed. And after it becomes deformed, it does get this smell of a burning plastic type of smell in the air. Now, owners of the charger are being asked to call 800-263-1156 anywhere between the hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. They said that you can expect a full refund once the unit is returned. So for any of you guys out there that once again have this Energizer Xbox One 2X Smart Charger, unplug it out of your controller immediately, send it back to the manufacturer, call that number, get your money back, because it looks like maybe not quite nearly as fatal or as bad, but it seems like it's somewhat of a Samsung situation, just on a lower scale. Who the heck wants to get burnt, and who wants their controller to get warped on the side? Definitely send that back, and they'll be sure to give you your money back. Moving on into some more Nintendo news. Now, if you own a Nintendo Switch and want to play the demo of Splatoon 2, there is something that you should know. Now, even though you can download it right now, the global test fire demo will take place on March 24th through the 26th with select time windows. Now, this is where I just shake my head like, what's going on, Nintendo? But listen to this. Okay, now these are reflective of the Eastern time zone. So on the 24th, the times that you'll be able to play the game is from 3 p.m. to 3:59 p.m. and then it'll pick back up from 11 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. Now on the 25th, you'll be able to play the game between 7 a.m. and 7:59 a.m. Now, on the last day, which is the 26th, you'll be able to play the game from 7 a.m. to 7:59 a.m. What in the world is going on, Nintendo? What is happening here? They are only whoa, man. Okay, brother. I need to just sit here and let this marinate for a second. All right. Nintendo Splatoon. Okay, let me just start with Splatoon. Splatoon was a game that many people praised, said it was a great game, said it was awesome. I can't really talk about it. I don't have a Wii U, so I can't make any claims about it. Jeremy said it was good. He enjoyed it a lot. So, according to him, me and him, we basically like the same stuff. So if he said it was good, I'm sure I would have thoroughly enjoyed it if I played it. But the game got so much praise. Such a great game. So much fun. Just great to handle, great controls, fun premise. Just a game that you can play with your friends for hours on end. My question is, Nintendo, having such a great, successful game for your player base, for people that support you, how are you going to tell these people that you can only play this game for 1 hour? 1 hour! Every day. If you're going to run a daggone demo test, if you're going to run this thing, Nintendo, why not run it for the daggone 3 days you're going to do it consistently? The 24th, the 5th, and the 26th. Why not just have it on there 24/7? Let as many people get a chance to play it as possible, to get out some good feedback, to see how the network is working, to see, if there are any things that could be changed, just to build up some kind of hype before the game comes out in the summer. I don't understand some of these moves that Nintendo does. And I'm not coming down on Nintendo. It's just I don't understand why they would do this. Why would they think this was a good idea? Now, as far as I know, that's what the article said. I mean, I believe it 100%. But anything can change. But if this is true, if this is real, why would you limit your base that much? An hour is not, it's not even an hour, really. You got 59 minutes. That's all you get. 59 minutes. You don't even get the full 60. So by the time 58 comes up, you may as well get ready to wrap it up, brother. That's it. But I don't know, man. Nintendo, please don't do this again. Please don't do this. People are saying that you're learning. Zelda's getting amazing reviews. People are saying it's the best Zelda they've ever played. You know, they listened, they looked at other developers, and they took cues and notes and, you know, made the game better. People are saying Nintendo is listening. They're going to do better. This right now, Nintendo does not show me that you're going to do better. It seems like you're going to fall back into those same habits. And I don't want that for Nintendo. I don't want to see Nintendo Switch fail. I want it to be a success. But just between the cartridge stuff and, you know, the things that they're doing right now with these early demos and things like that, it just seems like you are just, man, why are you putting people in such a box right now? That's what I think about when I think of Nintendo. They put you in a box. You know, it's like with the PC. I mean, I don't PC game, but, you know, the PC, the Xbox, and the PlayStation 4, they let you do what you do. If it's a demo, it's up for the whole weekend. You know, bam, play it, have fun, whatever. You know, even third parties. Ubisoft, they had Steep out there. It was a demo. They put it up. Hey, play it until, you know, the weekend is over. And then when it's over, that's it. But to have a slot, an hour slot, God, dog, what is this? Oh, man, Nintendo, I don't know. I'm harping on this way too much, God dog it. But shoot, we gonna move on. But, dag, Splatoon players just... Man, have your hand on the daggone button and get ready to play as much as you can. You better not miss a millimeter of a second, God dog it. You better be on it to get the full amount of time that you will have with this doggone demo. Dog. Now, moving on into the very last story of the week. Now, this is according to Eurogamer. There's some good news for PlayStation Plus members. Drawn to Death, which is the third-person shooter by David Jaffe, who was behind the original God of War, will be free when it launches on April 4th. Another April game. God darn it. Now, if you're not a Plus member, you can actually purchase the game for $19.99. Now, Jaffe, he actually said that, on a PlayStation blog that each of the 6 playable characters will have 15 missions associated with them, which is really dope, man, because I thought that the game was basically going to be like Twisted Metal just on foot, because he was also behind that franchise as well, the original back on the PlayStation. I thought it was pretty much going to be like that. They were going to be on foot. It was going to be totally just, you know, player versus player based, or PvP, whatever you want to call it, you know, and that was going to be it. But just him saying that they're going to have 15 missions that are going to be associated with them, that leads me to at least believe that there's some kind of story there. But either way, man, for PlayStation Plus owners, you know, that are on that Plus right now, you know, you guys will be getting it free in April. And I mean, if you don't, like I said, for $20, I don't think that's breaking the bank, as long as you don't have to buy any extra power-ups, any of that stuff. But even if you do, it's all optional. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to buy it. But, yeah, this is really cool, man. This was another game that I thought was going to get canceled. Hadn't heard a lot about it in the past, man, quite a while, you know, but definitely check it out. It has a very, very dope art style to it. It's really cool. It looks like basically like notebook paper drawings. It's really cool, man. It's actually part of the concept. Check it out, YouTube it, look it up, Google it, whatever. It's a really, really cool art style, man. But yeah, it's free. So it's looking good for April, at least so far, for PlayStation Plus members. That's dope. But man, that is going to do it this week for the Gaming News Guide. Dog it. Woo! Gaikai. God darn Gaikai. That's the service that Sony spent millions of dollars on for PlayStation. Now, doggone that, they got to recoup the money, brother. How they gonna do it? A lot of PlayStation players, man, they are not subscribing to that PlayStation now. It's a little too expensive and too premium for them to want to spend the dough. I don't want to spend the money on it either. I've been loving my PlayStation 4, but I'm not gonna spend the money. But, oh man, we will be back after this week's video game theater. Stay tuned, guys.
Hey out there, this is Tokyo's very own #1 pirate power station, Jet Set Radio! Over the hood, through the streets, and right into your brain. We're transmitting our signal straight to you. Y'all got your antennas on or what? Yeah, we're riding high in a smooth stream of supersonic sound. And I'm your captain and DJ, Professor K. Jet Set Radio! Three games are fighting for the Tokyo streets. In the west, from Bentencho, the city of the night, we got those high-tech maniacs, those man machines, the noise tanks. And in the east, from Koganecho, the city of the sunset, it's that crazy monster mask-wearing gang, Poison Jam. And from Shibuya-cho, in the south, the city of daylight, it's those troublemaking punks, the GGs. GG's home turf, Shibuya-cho, was just attacked. Was it Poison Jam? They were talking about spreading out there. Or maybe it was the noise tank, trying to send a system crash through the whole city. Listen up, all you innocent fools out there. Officer Onishima has got some special order Kisatsu bracelets all ready for you. So, get yourselves to the bathroom and brush those teeth, boys and girls, because a whole load of trouble is heading your way.
Let's get scratching.
I'm hijacking the airways and terrorizing you with tunes because we're going to turn these dirty streets into one big dance party. Jet Set Radio! Those cats who ransacked Shibuya-cho turned out to be the Love Shockers. Love broke their hearts, and now they're looking to do some breaking of their own. Watch out for these psychos. When you see their heart-shaped graffiti around, you know someone somewhere is crying with them.
And welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. Man, you guys who are familiar with the podcast know that we are in the final section this week of the podcast where I have to pose a question to you, the listener, out there to get your opinion on a matter. And this week's question, it is pertaining to the Big N. Now, we all know that Nintendo has just released the Switch, and I believe reports have said that this is the best-selling Nintendo console, in quite some time. It's actually done excellent numbers. But my question to you guys is, I believe it did over 1 million. I'm pretty positive of that. It did 1 million. But my question to you guys this week is, will the Nintendo Switch stay in demand? Now, we all understand and know that any brand new console that comes out on the market, it's going to sell. I mean, we saw it with the Xbox One S. When it hit the market, it really hit the ground pretty much running because it was beating out the Xbox, not the Xbox, the PlayStation 4 for quite some time. What was it, a 3-month stretch? Now, also, you can't just put it all on the Xbox One S. The original Xbox One SKU also got discounted heavily. Really, really discounted. Big time. So you got to put that into the equation as well. But you have Nintendo with a $300 console. You have the competition that has $300 consoles, which may be on track. I'm just saying it's nothing concrete, but just looking at the trends, it looks like they may be on track to drop them by $50. I would not be shocked that at this year's E3, Sony or Microsoft, especially Microsoft, comes out, Sony too, but they come out and they say the base model now $249.99. Those consoles will have been out 4 years by that time. It will this year is 4 years. So yeah, it's about that time. I think they could drop it down, but will that negatively, and this is all us just being hypothetical, but would that affect sales of the Switch? Because you think about it, the Switch, it was actually a breakdown. Shout out to Mastino Davis also for putting this in the Facebook group. If you guys are interested, go over there to the Analog Circle, sign up, be a part of the group, support, baby, support, yeah. But he actually had a breakdown. I forgot the guy who actually does it. He does a lot of breakdowns and teardowns, and he actually found out that the Nintendo Switch it has 4 gigabytes of RAM, man. 4 gigs. Now, I wasn't 100% sure about it. When I was talking about it, reporting it, saying, it has 4 gigs, that was loose talk. But it is actually confirmed. It's 4 gigabytes of RAM. And I just read an article earlier today. Was it Engadget or Eurogamer? I'm not sure. One of them might have been CNET. I don't know. But they were actually saying that the console actually uses 3 gigs, 3 gigabytes of RAM. I guess the other gig, it's normal to be used for the UI, the user interface. But man, how tough is that when you have your competition, their base models are running 8 gigs to your 3. I don't know. I understand the Switch. It has a very amazing concept behind it. Taking a console game on the go. And I held the Switch. Didn't play it, but I actually held the Switch, the portable side of the Switch in my hand. It feels good, brother. It does. It's not heavy. It's light. It's a beautiful, bright screen. It looks fantastic, and I think that will be the allure for many people. But could it possibly get to the point where maybe, people get it and, it's like, will the Switch, once again, question being, will the Nintendo Switch stay in demand? So I've gone on way too long on this, but if you want to be a part of the conversation and be a part of next week's podcast, you can leave your comments at the Analog Circle Podcast at gmail.com, or like I said in the beginning, if you don't want to type like I don't like typing, call into the show at 443-261-4607 and leave your comments there. It will be played on the podcast for sure. So with that being said, oh man, this was kind of one of those lengthy shows, brother. I've been away for a while and I've been missing it. But I guess for right now, game players, I'm going to sign off for now, but that's okay because we will be at it again next week. But until then, you guys take care and remember this. It's not about the consoles, brother. It's about the games. Support the games, man. That's what it's about. That's the doggone culture of gaming. Support the games. And with that being said, you guys take care. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.